Because we are entering the second round, we do what's called a snake draft, so they shift. So SmackDown will go first in round 2. So we will go ahead and see where that's at. Again, the recap still in place as to where things stand at the moment. And so we can go ahead and get our thoughts in place, but we'll begin round 2 right now with Friday Night SmackDown. Who are we starting with?
I don't even know how to start this. We just gonna go on and come out with it. We went ahead and took the EST of WWE. Keep on blue. Let's go. I'm way better than before. I never needed you at all. I'm gonna watch you fall down. Yeah.
So an interesting shake-up with an early pick here as SmackDown choosing to go pilfer the red brand and go take the Raw Women's Champion in Bianca Belair. So Bianca Belair moving over to the blue brand. So an interesting pick here. The date of this draft also, just for reference, there is a lot of not wrestling-related news that's out that involves Bianca Belair. Not bad on her part. If anything, she's more of a queen now than she was when she started the day. We don't do dirt sheet stuff on here. If we want to talk about that, ask us about it. We'll do it in another video. But the fact is, Bianca Belair, she's called the EST for a reason. Biggest, strongest, fastest. The reality is she's one of the better ones, only facing Piper. But ultimately, going with your first women's champion, and now, of course, with this, we know who Raw will be taking with their next pick. We'll get to that shortly. But because of the tandem rule that we have in place, which is if you take one champion, the other automatically goes. Why Bianca over Rhea?
You'll notice a theme. When I picked my people, I want dominant people. I want people who I'm not going to have to question. I want people who I'm not going to rely on. You've thrown a whole bunch of people at this woman. This woman has picked them up, tossed them.
Literally.
Cleaned her hands and kept it moving. I want people who can stand on their own. And she absolutely can. She's going to take the earrings off. Period. Poo.
And not only is she going to actually do it, she's going to look good.
Exactly.
Miss
Eyelashes
Ma'am.
are always on point. Hair is never out of place.
And her side hustle for herself and in the future for everyone else, she makes her own
stuff.
costumes.
Please don't play with her.
And then
we bringing greatness to SmackDown.
And then she makes street profits. So who else? Honestly, who else is she going to make? Thank you.
So to go ahead and to take care of the tandem, because Bianca Belair was chosen, Monday Night Raw with the 12th pick we'll be selecting.
I pick Mommy. Rhea Ripley. Yes, ma'am, and well deserved. Well deserved.
She fought for her life.
I'm actually quite surprised at how well the makeup stayed together, for considering, that was after, 26, 27 minutes?
Yeah, her fight for her life to get Charlotte.
Remember how humid it was?
Yeah. I'm over here sweating.
I'm like, please.
I'm sitting here doing this, and I put on enough deodorant.
I'm like, please let them be.
Meanwhile, she's out there wrestling. I just remember Bianca earlier in that thing, not a hair out of place.
Can we say that Miss Ma'am, Mommy, first of all, is in all leather all the time? How are you not hot?
I was about to say, I be sweating looking at her.
Me too. But the fact is, I feel like for me, you know how you want dominant people? You want hard hitters? Bianca and Rhea came up almost at the same time. I don't care if it's by
go wrong either way.
I don't care if it's by hook or by crook.
Exactly.
I don't care if it's Dom, Finn, Priest. She can actually do it on her own. She don't need help. And you know what I love? Her and Solo got this thing going. They really do.
Solo, y'all switch places.
And they switched, and Finn stepped back to let her have.
And I like how she fixed things up because remember the Bloodline's on Raw too.
Mm-hmm. And here we go. Paul, is there a problem? Here comes Rhea. Not yet.
I love it.
What?
She's a savage, bro.
Bring it on. So a flip here as our tandem pick does move the respective women's champions to alternate sides. So by rule, They'll switch titles, so Rhea Ripley in our mock draft becomes the Raw Women's Champion. Bianca Belair becomes the SmackDown Women's Champion, each starting a new reign respectively.
Yeah.
But that takes care of our 2 women's champions. That spins us back around to SmackDown with pick number 13, third here in the second round. Who we got?
I am building my tag team division, so I knew there was gonna need some competition. And who better than the Street Profits?
Yes.
Oh damn, we forgot to look up. Fred. Thank you.
Please don't throw those cups.
It'll hit me in the head. I'm $1 million baby off the chair. Just kidding.
A lot of laughter from our group.
Period poo.
Alyssa, keep spinning, please.
Oh.
I can't make this stuff up. Alyssa, keep spinning, please.
No.
Hey, we have children who watch this show. We are not just
No.
18 plus, but hey, send a couple of those TikTok things that we need to support ourselves, and maybe I can talk her into it. I'm gonna pimp you out for some TikTok stock.
Hey.
Pause the live. Pause the live.
I need plausible deniability. Can I please go to the bathroom?
Don't get got.
You hit the nail on the head, though, by strengthening your tag team division, as well as getting yourself significant entertainment value, and
yeah.
also, too, who can compete in singles as well. I think this is a fantastic pick.
I don't think you understand. I love the Street Profits, but I personally cannot wait to see them go singles. I cannot wait.
Montez especially. No
Montez
disrespect to
especially.
Angelo.
Oh
but-
my gosh. That man is entertaining. I started liking and respecting him more once he went against Roman. And he held his own up there.
Right. No one expected him. But he stayed with Roman for 20 or 25 minutes. He fell in the end, but then again, with all due respect, everybody falls to Roman.
Everybody falls to Roman.
But, he has all the makings of a future world champion.
Absolutely.
My thing is, I think it's funny. You know how you talk about humor and entertainment? Montez and Angelo are very entertaining. They're very humorous. And if y'all go and y'all follow him on TikTok, watch some of his TikToks where he's actually trying to come to the ring. And
I was about to say, we gotta bring out the little running up on Dominic.
and Dominic was like, Dominic.
He's just
I bet you didn't expect that where you came from.
what? He's
You would think that time in prison would, help get the
Honestly,
whole eyes in the back of the head thing.
Right.
We don't mind our business.
Keep your head on a swivel, but hey, whatever. He was having to watch out for, his father that finally put that whooping on him.
Thank you.
Amen.
We get rid of ourselves though. All right.
That's it. Moving to our fourth pick of the second round, number 14 overall. We're going back to the Red Brand Monday Night Raw. Where are we going?
So, of course, I picked, for my pick, which that's a double whatever.
Yeah.
I picked Judgment Day. Why not?
Right. You can never go wrong with Judgment Day. Come on now.
Why?
Speaking of Dominic.
Look at this. Look at this right here. You tell who runs that group.
Period.
Here.
She really do. Look at her.
Look at the
She actually eats you for sleep. I mean, for breakfast.
For dinner and lunch. You know what? I'm not even mad.
Loud and wrong.
First one today.
No, that's my second one of today.
Can you tell me
Hey.
which one?
No, because then I'll know it in my head.
So, unlike the pick earlier with the Bloodline and Roman Reigns ultimately being separated, the draft ends up working itself out to where the Judgment Day ultimately stays together on Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
With Rhea Ripley being selected on the pick directly before this one, and then you pick up the other 3 Judgment Day members, a fantastic stable
Thank you.
to bring over to Raw, especially when you've got the Bloodline over there needing competition.
And who else? Again, I already stated it earlier on. Rhea and Solo have this thing going on.
Yeah.
Finn over here, he angry about this whole getting help from the bloodline, but you need our help to get.
I was about to
It's
say.
neutralization time, and then here we go with Dom and Mommy, of course, not too far. Wherever she is, there he is, and wherever he is, there she is.
Right.
And then you got Priest, who's dealing with Bad Bunny. This, for me,
Love it.
honestly, I feel like it's going to be a great faction, team, stable. You got the one who's angry right now. You got the one who feels like he's come out of prison, so everything is supposed to be his. You got the strong, feminine dominance that just, you know what, she runs the whole group. Let's not even fool yourself. And then you got Priest over here who once worked with Bad Bunny and now is against him.
Right.
I feel it's kind of irony.
Yeah.
Steve,
So you have a lot. You have another group. You got another stable that can hold their own individually and together.
But you got different stories among all of them.
And arguably, you're looking at the ability to create a tag team championship team, and also all 3 male members also have the capacity to win individual championships, especially, I mean, ranging from mid-card all the way up to the world titles.
But also, not only that, any 2 of these 3 men can be a tag team if they really wanted to. I'm just saying.
Rhea can be the tag team champions by herself.
She don't need no help.
She gonna hold her own.
She is our modern day version of China. I mean, I love
that. Makes sense.
To me, it's like this is your modern day version of the 9th wonder of the world.
But I feel like isn't it weird that she went from supposedly being the next Charlotte now to overcoming that whole thing, and now she's China.
I just want her to keep walking out in those sweatpants because they are step on my neck, Rhea.
You heard
don't sit here and judge me on the comments, okay? I know what I'm saying. We got to watch them drool over Roman and the Bloodline earlier, so my turn for a little while. Okay, now let's not throw the rest of it. Halfway point of round 2, we move back to SmackDown with pick number 15.
All right, so again, I stayed in the tag team division.
Okay.
And who better to take than the current tag team champions? Give me Sammy and Kevin.
Nick Beard!
Give me Granddaddy Steve.
Oh my God, I'm done. I'm about to exit stage left. I'm done.
Easily the most over team we have right now, with Sammy's popularity, the combining of them and Kevin Owens back together. Our draft doesn't really give us a perspective as to how the tag team titles will be broken up or whatever, but the fact is they're holding both at the time of the draft, so live with it.
I got a little story time for y'all.
Story time.
These are always good.
I selected them for my draft, but please don't be fooled. When we were at WrestleMania and the Usos lost, Alyssa was up in the rafters crying like a baby. And
Steve can confirm.
So can I.
And it broke my heart. I thought I was going to have to like roll down the stairs like the girls on TikTok. Like, I didn't know if I was going to make it. Honestly, I've never doubted Roman, but I said if Roman loses, y'all are going to have to call the Bloodline to come pick me up and get me. And because I wasn't going to walk out. I was going to be rolling.
Okay, you want to know something?
There was too much.
You want to know something? The funny thing is, we met Jimmy J and Solo the morning of.
I can see if I can add it on when I put this on some of the later ones, but I can definitely add that picture.
So we
met them that morning.
And they were very nice, minus Solo, who I felt like decided to stay in character. But that's okay.
That's all right. We ain't judging. You do you. He had to protect his family.
All I'm saying is both Jey Uso at that meet and greet as well as Cody Rhodes the next night both came out there like a prime minister. Out there shaking hands, kissing babies, smiling, everything else, knowing full damn well they were taking that L later that night.
Okay, so story time right quick. The funny thing is we met them that morning, and before we had to go to NXT, what was it?
Stand and Deliver.
And they gave us hugs, Jimmy and Jay, thank you, that will never be forgotten. That made my day. Can we sit here and say I saw the look that when Alyssa said, I hope y'all retain, the look Jay gave you?
He said, this man looked at me dead in my face, smiled, and said, enjoy the show, all right? I should have known from right there because I'm telling y'all some of the rappers on there crying, a big old baby. I literally sat there like this. I cannot make this up. This was my face when I heard the bell ring and it was them. I said,
again, Steve can confirm.
I sat like that for a good 5 minutes. I was in shock.
But you know what? Now that you've gotten that first one out the way, because every wrestling fan has been in your shoes when one or two or three or four of their people have lost their titles. So now that you've gotten that out the way,
and in 2 days, perhaps it will remedy itself. The Usos getting their rematch on SmackDown here in 2 days, so perhaps. But let's keep moving forward because we will sob story into this. Pick number 16. It's the 6th pick of the second round. Monday Night Raw. Where are we going?
Okay, so I decided to go ahead and pull another tag team. And this tag team, when I say dominant, I mean they have run roughshod on everybody that has stood in their way with the help of none other than Valhalla. So honestly, my pick is the Viking Raiders. I'm sure.
I know. I've been working on it in my head ever since I thought about it. Came from deep down.
Deep down.
Came from down here.
Look, I don't care whether we're the best show out there or not, but we will have you laughing. I promise.
There you go. We gonna get some help from the Viking
Am I a Viking Raider or am I a struggling toilet? We may never know.
We may never know.
We gonna say the Viking Raiders because the struggling toilet is kind of yeah.
Hey,
but you look at, the other tag teams that are still potentially sitting on the board. You look at the folks that were in the tag team, tandem match at WrestleMania. You had the Viking Raiders. You had what we affectionately known as Big and Little Bald, and that's Ricochet and Braun Strowman. You had you still had Alpha Academy. Excuse me. I keep wanting to say American Alpha. Sorry, I still like them from NXT. Alpha Academy, as well as a number of other available teams. So, in your opinion, why the Viking Raiders here?
First of all, like I stated, and I'll state it again for no one that heard me, so to the people
for the people in the back.
There you go, to the people in the
Once
back.
more!
Viking Raiders has come in like a house on fire, a car on fire, whatever you want to say that's on fire. They have Valhalla, and I'm glad, by the way, Sarah Logan, good to have you back. I'm glad that you're back. They have come in, they have destroyed and decimated literally everybody. Everybody that stepped in their way, they have literally sat on, smushed, thrown through the ring. I'm getting what I want. I don't care if you don't like me. This is what the Viking Raiders have done. And then with the female presence in the back, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. And then
Solid pick.
Solid pick. Now I want to see how they go up against the not the New Day, but the Usos
And Judgment Day.
That'd be a good 2-on-3. What is it? Finn and Dom, or Dom and Judgment Day, and then like these two, and then like the Usos, or maybe Solo. I want to see that play out. Now, make that happen, WWE, Triple H, please. Thank you very much.
And I'm glad I saw this comment go by because this is something we actually considered if enough people are interested. We were asked if we were going to import these drafts into 2K23 and simulate a year and see which brand does the best. And it is something we've talked about. So if enough people are interested, we can run a mock year of Raw and SmackDown with these rosters, and let's see what happens. So maybe we actually get a definitive answer in a way of, which brand would have been superior in our mock draft. So, and it would give me a reason to go buy 2K23. Look, hey, we talked about those TikTok gifts that you can get us. Okay, we're not we're definitely not rich by any stretch of the definition. So any funding helps. If you want to see it, give us a little helping hand here. You think Markiplier buys all those games himself?
There you go. There you go.
Shameless shout out.
There you go.
Hey.
Let's keep going. Number 17, seventh
rolling.
pick of the second round. We're going back to the blue brand.
We went to another dominant force, another person who puts behinds in seats, another person who never fails to entertain. We went ahead and took Drew McIntyre. Is he gonna cut you? You don't know. I don't know. Will he cut that ring ring? Yes, he will.
Look at this ringer. Look at this. Look, this right here.
Like he gonna eat you. He gonna whip you.
This is a man that's like, I'm here to fight. I'm here, but we have to.
He's all business.
Always, all the time.
Love it.
And the fun, like some of the few times he does the humor, like commercials with rockets strapped to his legs.
I was gonna say, are we gonna pay for the supersonic rockets?
Yeah, we should strap them to our legs.
Strapped to my legs.
But no, my personal favorite, and I don't know if y'all caught that I did this or not, but I had to put Big E and Big D together.
Of course.
On the same brand. Big E and Big
D. Well, and this is a fun pick also in terms of where he's at. A handful of folks in the comments saying they thought Drew would be higher. But no, Drew had not been picked yet up to this point. Right now, ever since they announced the new World Heavyweight Championship, right now, a heel Drew McIntyre is one of the front runners that most people on social media are pushing to be the first person to win it, having Drew turn heel again, and then having him go win the title and giving him a heel run, and honestly giving him the title run he really didn't get to have in front of fans during the pandemic. I mean, let's call it what it was. He carried Monday Night Raw through the pandemic.
He really did. He had good mic skills. He came out well dressed when he needed to. He came out dressed in ring gear. He came out
shirtless in blue jeans when he needed to.
That was going to stay off the table, but since we talking about that, yeah, he did.
Well, it's on there now.
It was him and Asuka, honestly, and then Bayley and Sasha who carried the pandemic. They were fun to watch. You turn the TV on, if they weren't on it, I was
turning it right back on.
I really did. I'm
Lift the channel.
No, I was for real. I was going to take a shower or something, get something to eat.
We already had people asking for Alyssa to spin around, so you know.
You gotta do the spin.
That's what you get.
That's what you get. But anyway, honestly, I think this is a good late steal for SmackDown. I think most of the comments are saying that Drew should have gone sooner. So that's definitely a pick that's, I think that, this is going to be considered almost a steal pick here. So a good one by the Blue Brand. We move to number 18, eighth pick of the second round, back to Monday Night Raw. Kia, where are you heading?
Okay, so again, I'm going to hype up my women's division, hype the bestie up type thing. For me, I feel like these two, I felt like they were an odd pairing, but the more they tag together and the more they're together and the more they work together, they're figuring each other out and the chemistry is just there. I'm going to go for the SmackDown Women's Tag Champions, Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Why not? Watch them.
Oh, I see. I just caught what you did there. I like that. Watch them. Thank you. Take my phone.
And honestly, a good choice here. Liv Morgan, a former SmackDown Women's Champion, two-time tag team champion herself. Raquel has won pretty much she won all the titles in NXT, now holds her first championship here on the main roster. And you're right. I mean, they were definitely an odd pairing, to say the least, from the beginning. But you're seeing them really kind of pull it all together. The initial thought of, both, the women's tag team champions being able to kind of split time on both brands helps out, but at least you retain both of them and the ability to create them in both singles and tag competition as well.
Yep.
Someone's got to face Ronda and Shayna, right?
Right, and I feel like who better than Raquel, who's literally had herself injured by both backstage in the ring. So I feel like she already knows. And then you have to think they were all down on NXT. Her and Shayna were down on NXT. So I feel like she knows what they're coming with. Liv has had to face Ronda. I feel like... And beat her twice. Oh, and congratulations. That was her first, title? That was her first title on SmackDown, so yay. I feel like this duo right here, they're very dynamic. They're very fun to watch. I love them. And the thing I like right now is they can either be heel or face, but I like the fact that they're willing to take on any challengers, including the annoying Chelsea Green.
Green.
And Sonya Deville. Nothing against them. I like them. But why are we... Adam Pearce,
side eye.
But Adam Pearce don't want to give you what you want. Go sit down. Please. And leave the champions alone. They don't want to be bothered. The fact they're even tolerating dealing with you should say a lot about who they are. Okay, I'm sorry.
It is what it is. But either way, two more great women for your division.
Woo!
2 picks left in round 2, and we're going to take a short break here. So we move to pick number 19, 9th pick of the second round. We move back to SmackDown. Where are we heading, Alyssa?
I had to go on and take another woman who can face Bianca. So we'll go ahead and take her WrestleMania challenger, Asuka.
Yes. Whoa! Look at that render!
may arguably be one of the better women's themes, if not the best one right now. I can get behind this one.
I like this pick for you. I really do, because right now you have Asuka, who I feel like could push Bianca to her limits and has pushed Bianca to her limits, like other challengers that have stepped up to her. And then you're getting her as a heel. Ooh, girl!
I'm loving this heel Asuka. I'm not
Really. I mean, again, Asuka can play whatever role you need her to play. She's a multiple-time tag champion, a multiple-time singles champion, longest reigning NXT champion of all time, men or women's.
There you go.
So the reality is, you know exactly what you bring to the table. You bring championship pedigree. And also a bit of entertainment value. There's nothing funnier than watching her cuss someone out in Japanese.
Oh, yes.
And you have no clue what she said, so you just kind of make up your own dialogue and laugh along the way.
What'd she say? Okay. And you laugh.
Exactly. You laugh because you fear not laughing. But, a good pick here. And as you said, Bianca needs challengers, and so if you're going to have her as your current starting champion on the blue brand, you need challengers, so why not keep Asuka over there and give her a good run over there as well?
I like.
So, last pick of the second round. This is overall pick number 20. Where is Monday Night Raw going?
So for me, my pick this go round is none other than one of my favorites. I consider him to be an underdog. He is a Hall of Famer this year, 2023, and he has dealt with so much over his career, over just this year, over his son separating from him. So with me giving away those clues, those hints, I'm going to take none other than Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio. 1-9. Booyaka, booyaka. Booyaka, booyaka. 619. Booyaka, booyaka. Rey Mysterio. Booyaka, booyaka. 619. Booyaka, booyaka. Rey Mysterio. 619.
And the first ever.
I'm so sorry. I thought it should.
The first ever person to get drafted, or first person ever to be elected into the Hall of Fame while still being an active competitor. So certainly a high honor. But you're right. I mean, his storyline with Dominic Mysterio, while starting off a bit weird at first, ended up turning into one of the more emotional storylines, especially for us as parents.
You have to think, and for those who have watched for as long as I have, since I started in 2005, you watched as Rey worked. If you saw Hall of Fame on Peacock, and you should, Rey explained what he had to do to get to where he had to be, to get where he is now, and the reason he is in the Hall of Fame. Being on the road, being a father, being, what he needed to be, a wrestler, it was more of, I got to do this for my family, I got to do this for myself, and to have, not only at that time, have Dom watching, have Aaliyah watching, have your wife watching, it's a good thing. It's physically a good thing, but it's a physical bad thing because you can't always be with your family like you want to. But the thing with me is that heartbreak for me is the whole situation where Dom turned, only because Rey brought him in, did no contract for a year to help Dom to hone his wrestling skills, get where he needed to be, go from there, and literally take off. And to see Rey do that for his son tells me a lot about him. It tells me more than I need to know. But this is a man that, you follow his career, he's been the underdog, he's been the short guy, literally for his whole entire career. Why not take a big name and a small stature, and you take Rey? He finally got what he deserved. He whooped that butt on Dom. I was so happy to took the belt and whooped him.
I enjoyed that part.
I'm sorry.
There was a little extra smoke behind that. You can feel the parent in you coming out on that one. But that concludes round two. These were the picks for our round two. Rhea Ripley and the full Judgment Day going to Monday Night Raw, along with the Viking Raiders, the women's tag champs in Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, and the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio. The red brand picking up a lot of big names. Blue brand just as good, though. They pick up the, I guess now SmackDown Women's Champion in Bianca Belair, with hubby Montez coming over with the Street Profits.
Absolutely.
The unified or undisputed tag champs in Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. The former two-time WWE champion in Drew McIntyre. and the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, as well, to give Bianca Belair an early set of challengers.
Yep.
Of course, you've also, as we saw in round 1, and we'll sum up both rounds up to this point, you also had Charlotte Flair over on SmackDown as well. So you look at the first 10 picks so far, 2 rounds down, 3 to go. Just take a look, and again, we always ask for a quick comparison between the two, so you talk about each other's. So we'll start with Kia this time. Monday Night Raw, we'll discuss the 10 picks so far from SmackDown. What do you think so far?
I'm liking this lineup that you have going on, Alyssa. I feel like it's a very strong...
Thank you for the follow.
I feel like it's a very strong lineup. You have your men, you have your women, you have your awesome people, you have humor, you have fighters, you have people who, like you said, can stand on their own or can stand together with a group and can do what needs to be done. So you can literally sit in the back at your desk and not worry about your show. I feel like you can put on a good show and boom, there it is. They are good on the mic, they're good in the ring, they're good outside the ring. And let's take it. All these people are not only good in the ring.
Sheila, Ronald, excuse me. Thank you both for the follows.
Thank you. You have to think, outside of the ring, they do a lot of charitable work. So congrats to that. You're welcome.
Those of you following us early here, hey, we have a lot of fun content, not just this, but a lot of fun stuff over the weeks. We have several shows that we do as well. So, SmackDown, flipping to you. What do you think of Raw so far?
I like how a lot of your people, like, interchange with each other. Like, I like how you kept Ray being able to feud with Judgment Day being able to go with the Bloodline storyline. I like... Hold on, I had another one.
I feel like, Raquel and Liv can go against Ronda and
exactly.
Shayna.
I love how your people, like, intertwine with each other, whether you did it on purpose or not.
I didn't.
Commend you.
Thank you. And
also, with a Survivor Series-esque type thing going on, we would just be able to kick each other's behind. And I love it. I'm here for it. Period.
What? So, either way, a lot of fun through these first two. But we have been here for a little over an hour now, so we're going to let everybody go reload their coffee cups, go make sure our oldest is doing his homework. Hey, we are parents first. But for all of you that have joined in so far, we're gonna pause here for a couple minutes. We will be back in about 15 minutes. We're gonna do rounds 3 and 4. So if you're sticking around, hey, feel free to go look at some other TikToks, but make sure you come back. But we will be back here in. Oops, I said 15. Apparently it's 20.
We lied.
Apparently I lied. But it is what it is. But either way, we're gonna pause here for a little bit, but we will be back.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.